Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tennessee Twos Disc Golf Podcast. My name is Daniel Bacon. Across from me is Ethan Jenkins. And sorry about the technical difficulties. We're trying to figure this stuff out. Everything that happened yesterday with Spotify and a lot of the people who used the same servers unfortunately affected us. As you guys may have just noticed with that stream cancellation, just kind of kicked it out on us. So,
Yeah,
number one,
hopefully. Mm.
Number one, we just apologize for being a day late. Number two, apologize for that disruption that we just had. Hopefully, we're clean and good to go this time around. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. There's not much we could do. It was kind of out of our control. So, thank you guys so much for
Yeah,
joining us.
be flying by the seat of our pants right now.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it's all right. We're
but
here.
it's okay.
And
We made it.
apology accepted. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So, let's start off with um, congratulations
Oh,
to
right.
the Tennessee 2 wife.
Yes.
Go and tell us the story. Tell us what happened out there.
Yeah, so it was actually really intense. All right. I struggled keeping my composure because I haven't been in that situation yet. You know what I mean? And then seeing her in it, and she was just like she had no idea of the score. Right. So here's
Right.
how it went. Um, First round, she goes out there. Um, the first three holes, her discs aren't doing what she's wanting and everything. So we go back to an old faithful, latitude 64 halo, and she just uses that one disc the entire rest of the round. All right. She shoots pretty well. Um, First round, that puts her in fifth place after the first. We get ready, we go into the second round, and she starts really, really hitting putts and great drives, and she's just bringing it back up. And I noticed, I was like, I looked at the scoreboard after about hole eight or so, and she had done moved into second place, and I'm like, oh wow, okay. So we keep on going through. She's battling. She doesn't even know she's battling, but she's battling between third and first place, just
Yep.
constantly revolving. And I'm over here like an excited puppy dog and one that, is whimpering at the same time. And I tried to hold it together for her. And,
Right.
I didn't want her to feel any kind of pressure or anything like that because then she might not have played the same. This was her first tournament as a sanctioned PDGA tournament, and
Right.
so we go out. It's about hole 16 for her, and she is in the lead by one. She takes a bogey, and that ties her with first place. All right.
Right.
She goes to hole 17. She takes a really, really good par save, like a 37-foot putt par save. Yeah.
Wow.
Um, yeah. And she goes to hole 18. Um, one, she's like not one up yet. She's still tied for the lead. The lady that was in first also was doing very well. And she threw a great drive, missed her putt. She had to go in between two trees. It was a difficult 23-footer,
Wow.
and Casey. So that put her for par. Casey had to do an upshot, parked it under the basket, par. All right, we're going to playoff. So
Nice.
after the round, I'm like, congratulations on tying for first, and she said, what? What? And she was like, no way. And little did she
Excuse
know,
me.
she shot the hot round too.
Yeah.
She
By
shot the
quite a
hot
bit.
round, yeah, by quite a bit, by three strokes, on the field, and she shot 10 strokes better than her previous round. Um, for an amateur woman's rating, the first round she shot was a 732, right? The
Right.
second round was like an 829. It was huge difference.
So
It
just a
was
fat 100
it
point
was yeah,
difference there.
huge. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
awesome. But yeah, we got up there and they didn't even know that there was a playoff about to happen. Um so they started doing the Ring of Fire and the ace competition and stuff like that.
Right.
So the other lady that was tied, um she was like, "Hey, what do we need to do? Are we just splitting this? Like, what do we need to do?" She was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't see this. I didn't see
Oh,
it." So, we end up having to go back out while the ace competition is going on. We go back out. We trek out to hole one. We play hole one, 2, 3, 15, 16, 17 in a loop, and um, they do great all the way up. They get to the fourth hole of the playoff, fourth or fifth hole of the playoff, and um, the other lady just happens to get a really great drive on her and gets a birdie and Casey ends up taking second place.
yep.
And speaking of Kim, we're talking about your tournament right now.
Yeah. Good.
Yep. Perfect timing.
We got TD in the chat right now.
Yep. The TD of Tennessee Women's Disc Golf Championship. And it was a blast. It was a blast. I honestly enjoyed caddying just as much as I enjoyed playing. I'm not gonna lie. Just seeing
Oh
everybody
yeah.
out there having a great time, that was awesome. But yeah,
Well, yeah. Plus, I mean, being a caddy, when you're a good caddy, you get to go out there and really affect the game.
yeah, I got called 1,000 rated caddy, so
Yeah.
I was happy with that, you know.
That means you can start
Oh
charging.
god. Yeah, hey, nothing's for free.
You can start
But
charging for your caddyship now if you've
yeah,
been called 1,000 rated.
I agree. But no, it was a great time. I think everybody had a really good time. I know
Yep.
there was a lot of competition going on out there, and the course was way more playable. It was way more fun to play out there. Um, the OB, like the creeks and stuff, they were down
Right.
a little bit compared to when we were out there for the dubs. Um,
Not trying to walk half a mile up the creek to find a crossing spot.
yeah, it was at that this past weekend really showed me like, okay, this is how this course actually is, and it's awesome. So
Right.
yeah, I was glad to get back out there. They have an awesome course there at Short Mountain Distillery. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Shout out
so
to Short Mountain
congratulations.
Distillery and Kim for putting that all together. And
Yep, Kim and Ed.
congratulations to Casey for just going out there and wrecking it and just one shot short.
Yeah,
And of course, it probably had to be one shot short on the one of the two luck based holes
yeah,
out there as well, which hurts a little, but you know what? It's luck based for both players, so
that's
it's not.
exactly right.
It
They're
wasn't
playing
one
the same
sided.
holes. And
Yeah.
that was honestly one of the best drive. The other girl, that was one of the best drives I've seen on that hole. Like, period. It was great.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, what was that? That would have been that was the hole that we ended up birdieing too, off of your luck drive, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, 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 no. The one before it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And she took the right side on the hill.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
It was nice. It was nice.
okay. Interesting.
Yep.
All right. Yeah,
Hey, thanks for the shout out. Yep. Anytime. Anytime.
absolutely. We appreciate what you guys are doing, and we're glad to see that you're going to be able to continue doing this. So, thank you very
Absolutely.
much. Um, yeah. So let's see what else we got going on this week. Memorial happened,
Yeah, it did. The
and
Memorial is that died out yet? Is that a thing? Is that gone now?
McMorial, Mick 1100. I don't
Yeah.
know what you want to call it. Well,
McDonald's should just go ahead and get the sponsorship dollars out. All right.
yeah.
I could see it on the menu right now. The Macbeth. You know what I mean? I can see it. I can see it. Everybody's just gonna be
Oh
eating the
gosh,
Macbeth all up.
all the time.
All the time.
What would be the Macbeth though?
All right. So let's think about this.
That's
This is a good topic. Um,
This
Chat,
is not planned either.
chat. We need some advice here. If you were to
What
name a sandwich after Macbeth, what would it be?
arguably the one of the greatest disc golfers of all time, arguably the greatest,
Would it be a goat
and
burger?
the the goat burger. No.
A goat burger? I'm just saying, it's possible. Um,
Yeah,
let's see
I
here.
don't think they can start using goat. They spent too many years trying to fight off that they were putting horse in their meat. So they start putting goat in their meat, everything's gonna go downhill.
um,
uh,
I don't know. That would be a good. I mean, I keep going to like. I don't want to like down it, but like the McRib, it's here. It's here for a certain amount of time, and then it goes away. So
okay, so we bring it back a second time throughout the year and call it
the
the
Macbeth,
Macbeth rib.
the Macbeth rib. That's it. What's up, Johnny? What's up, Johnny?
How's it going? So yeah, we're gonna recap that a little bit. If you guys haven't seen it yet, click off now. We're gonna give you 2 seconds here. Um, all right, that's it. That's all you get.
Yep.
So the memorial, the final scores came out to Paul Macbeth 40 under for the entire tournament. Anthony Barella came up just a little bit short at 37 under. And Aaron Gossage, a name that we haven't really talked about a whole lot. Um,
Colorado boy.
Aaron Gossage, for anybody who doesn't know, is I think he's the grandson of
Yes.
old Goose Gossage.
Yep.
Um, Big. If you guys are into baseball, you'll know exactly who that is. And he's out there, and you can see it immediately, dude. Slings forehands
He really
all
does.
around, and he has a lot of power behind them too. It's the arm speed, just like his old grandpa out there. And he came in with a 35 down to take third place. So big congrats to him. That was probably a really good finish for him in a tournament that had the caliber of players it did.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that was really cool to see.
Yeah.
Drew Gibson unfortunately was not able to follow up his win at LVC with another dub, but that's
Yeah.
not surprising. Drew has a really good habit of getting really aggressive out there at Fountain Hills and Vista, and it cost him a couple of different times. So
Yeah. But at the same
that's
time, on the other end of the spectrum, you look at AB. You know, um, he was really aggressive and it paid off. But
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
I
mean,
he missed. He could have won this tournament. He could have
he had
done
the
it.
opportunity.
He did. He had
He
two opportunities that were. Mm,
he
he could
went
have
up,
done
and
it.
in that final round, he got tied up there pretty close to the end, and just well, here's the thing:
It's
is you got tied up with Macbeth, and everybody knows you got to give Macbeth a 2 to 3 stroke buffer,
yep. You have to.
and and Macbeth took that buffer back and won him by 3 strokes. But it's still good to see Barella out there competing because
Yeah.
he's widely been considered to be one of the biggest underperformers of the Eagle and Simon generation, if you will, of
Yeah.
disc golfers. So it's kind of good to see him hopefully starting to take off. He's made some changes in his game that look to be pretty effective, and I think we're going to start seeing him up on podiums and maybe even some W's this year more often.
Yep. But now his bet with Paul's already. No, that's just Elite Series. Okay, it's still on the line. It's still on the line. The bet with Paul and AB about if AB beats him at every Elite Series, all he's got to do is place higher than him at every Elite Series.
Yeah,
Paul buys him a McLaren. So
yeah,
that's a thing.
that's cool. So we have a little more to talk to about that, but we'll head over to the women's side real quick. Kristen Tatar takes down her first win of the season out there.
Woot woot.
Um, you know, it wasn't the greatest performance. She really did not. I wouldn't say she played well out at Vista, but she played really well at Fountain Hills,
Mm-hmm.
and it kind of gave her a little bit of an edge. And if you look at what happened out there the last 2 days, Jennifer Allen took a bogey on 17 and a double bogey on 18 in round three, and that took her out of the tie with Kristen. and they both finished even on the final day. So that those last two holes were massive killer in round three for
Right.
Jennifer's tournament hopes. But she was out there and slinging some big throws out there. That
Oh yeah.
was it was cool to watch her for sure. And then the one performance that was kind of like really sketchy in the beginning, but ended up being really outstanding at the end was Henna Blumroos,
Yeah.
who blew up in round three. Um, she went out there and shot not great, but decent in rounds one and two. But she went out and took a 68 on round three and came out in round four knowing she had nothing to lose. Shot a 55, which ended up being the hot round on the day to bring herself up to fourth place. Unfortunately, she still missed a podium finish, but
But
she's
what?
got some fight, and it was good to
Yeah,
see.
that was awesome to see her come back. Bounce that. Talk about a bounce back stat. That's a good one right there.
Yeah, absolutely. How's it going, Johnny? Thanks for joining us tonight. So yeah, that's pretty much sums it up. Not a ridiculously large field for the women. There were only 23 players out there. Really interesting though for me to see. I mean, I know it was a 4-day tournament, so they're always going to tend to do cuts, but I don't know, cutting a 22, 23 player field was just weird for me.
Yeah, I feel like it's needed on the Elite Series 4 days, but in A tier,
Yeah.
I don't just let them play. They're already there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's just I mean it's
I,
20 of them. It's not like it was going to back up, and the men cut 60 players when push
yeah,
came to shove. So it's not like they were losing time by leaving all the women out there. I think I understand it when you have, 40, 50, 60 women out there, but a 20 player field that just I don't know.
yeah.
To be to
I'm
be
with you
fair,
on that.
the cut line was not like anything crazy. You know,
Yeah,
the cut line ended up being 17 over, so it's not like any of them had legitimate chances.
right.
But still. But going back over to MPO, this is going to be our tail of the tape segment this week. Something that I wanted to talk about. If you guys didn't know, on round one, Paul Macbeth shot an 11:08 rated round. In round two, he shot a 10:98, 10:99 round. I've seen it switch back and forth a couple of times, so I don't know what's going to be the official one when all's said and done. But basically, over the first 2 days at Fountain Hills, he averaged 11:04
Mm-hmm.
for 2 rounds. That is insane.
It is.
Absolutely ridiculous. So I tweeted out at PDGA Stats and Statmando trying to get something from them to see if we could get a really cool stat to talk about. And to my surprise, one of them actually did tweet me back. Um, and I asked how many times or what is Paul Macbeth's record in events that he has thrown an 1100 rated round? And luckily for me, they got back to me, and his record is 6-1. He
That's
is
kind of
actually
crazy.
he's actually lost one time when he shot an 1100 rated round, and it was, I believe, I want to say it was at Memorial, but I could be wrong. But he went into a playoff with Will Schustrick that year.
Aha. I
I
bet Will
mean,
shot 1100 rated round two.
yeah, I want to say that he shot. It was both of them shot an 1100 rated round in the same tournament, and they ended up in a playoff with each other. How insane is that?
Crazy.
Now,
Just to think about it.
speaking,
Like, that's wild.
yeah, speaking of 1100 rated rounds, I have a little question for you. We're not going to put anything on this, but I want to see if you know who has shot the most 1100 rated rounds in history,
In history.
in
Okay.
officially rated sanctioned events.
Hmm. So it would have to be more than seven, obviously.
Yep.
Um, and I don't think it was Climo. I don't think the ratings were just that high. So
Nope.
I feel like
He was in an era where the ratings were a little more washed down. Plus, the courses
exactly.
there weren't as many courses that had tougher par threes, and you know, a lot of those types of par threes were par fours back then, and
Right.
kind of stuff like that. So it
But I
washed up his ratings a little bit.
could see it to where it's like the Nate Doss, Barry Schultz, Will Schustrick era. Um, I'm gonna go with Barry. See if Barry Schultz did it.
And according to the source that I used, which I don't have pulled up in front of me anymore, but I did have it. Oh, actually, here it is. Um, According to it was Sporkle who used Statmando
Okay.
for this. It ended up being Ricky Wysocki.
I thought about Ricky or Eagle, but I just didn't know how much of. Yeah, okay. So how many did Ricky shoot? Over 7.
It was a lot. It was something like 12 or 13
Oh
he's
wow.
shot. Now, not all of them are out on super huge events. It's not like he's going out there throwing 1100 consistency at Northwood Black or anything like that.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, he had it, and it was by a massive margin.
Hmm.
Like, I think it went him, and he had almost double, if not more than double, that Macbeth had. Um, and nobody else had more than Macbeth
Right.
in third place. So
Yeah, that's wild.
it was sizable, absolutely ridiculous. So, anyways, uh, if you guys were wondering, shooting 1100 rated rounds, pretty good chance you're gonna win when you go out and do stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm still
As
mind
the
blown that he lost it. But it does make sense if more than one person shoots 1100 rated round.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
absolutely.
possible. So,
Yeah. So that's tail of the tape this week. Nothing crazy. And that's gonna wrap up our memorial recap here.
yep.
Um, and so we're gonna start moving on. Uh, you want to play a game?
Sure. Let's play a game.
Let's play a game.
All right.
I'm
So,
gonna I'm gonna let Ethan introduce this one here for
yeah,
us.
I have a new game to play. Um, so this is going to be called the Tennessee Two's 2 minute guess. Well, 2 minute disc guessing game. I don't know. We'll come up with a good name, solid name eventually, but it's going to be 2 minutes to name two discs, and he has unlimited guesses in those 2 minutes. Basically, um, he can't ask me what sponsor it is, but he can name off sponsors. Not sponsors, but manufacturers.
Yep.
Um, if he says Innova, well, and I'll say yes or no. Uh, if it's no, then he can say Discraft, and I say yes or no. But continuing on with that, I think I've got some that he will know. These are not too out of the box. Um, However, they are out of my bag from 2 years ago.
Which was before we ever started playing together. So
Yep.
I
So
know
he
nothing about
knows
these
nothing
discs.
about these discs. Um, and if you guys would like, in the live chat, and for our Spotify listeners, we do go live every Tuesday, or at least try to, um, on Facebook. Um, and yeah, y'all try to come guess these discs. But without further ado, I'm gonna start a little timer on my phone. And 2 minutes. And if you get one of these in the first minute, I will be ecstatic. Yeah, it means that it's working.
Well,
All
let's
right,
let's
so
keep it at one disc at a time while I'm asking questions. I don't want
yeah,
to. There's a lot to think about if you start saying one of them.
okay, yeah. No, we'll do one disc at a time. All right. So is everybody ready? And
Okay,
go.
Discraft.
Yes, you wasn't
Uh,
expecting that.
No, no, not at all. Shoot. Uh, driver.
Yes. Okay.
Uh, control.
Yes. Mm, mm. Define
Mm,
control.
Uh, so fairways like 7, 8, controls 9, 10,
Okay,
distance
no.
11 up.
It's distance then.
Fairway. Oh,
Distance.
distance.
I will tell you that then.
Okay. Overstable.
No.
Understable.
Correct.
Okay. Ah, Surge SS.
No.
Mm, I don't throw a whole lot of Discraft Understable. This is going to be hard for me.
You can guess letters. You can guess numbers. You can guess all of these things.
Wouldn't help me. I'm terrible at Wordle under pressure. I'm I'm good at Wordle over time. I have to close it and watch a movie and come back to it. Uh oh gosh. The pressure.
The
It's
pressure.
getting to me. 2 years old at least.
Much older.
Much older. Um it's not a Crank SS.
Nope.
Avenger no,
Yep.
Avenger
Oh,
SS would
oh.
be
No, that's it.
Avenger SS?
Yep. All right, next.
Okay. Okay. Is that an 11 speed?
Yep. 11.
Okay, I thought that was a 10 speed. That's why I said
Yep.
it's
No.
not an Avenger. Okay. Discmania.
No.
Trilogy.
Yes.
Latitude 64.
No.
Oh. Okay, West Side?
No.
Dynamic.
It is. All right. So you didn't get it in the 2 minutes, but I want to continue. I want to see if you can get this one. You did get one of them in the 2 minutes though.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, I kind of almost showed it.
Almost showed it yet. Let's see. Da 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 da. I never threw dynamic back in the day, so this is gonna be really hard. Driver,
No.
mid range.
Yes.
I don't even know their mid ranges, man. This- ah, would it be overstable?
No.
Stable.
No. Understable.
Understable.
Yes. It's
Then I definitely I don't even know it.
yeah. There is. They only have like one truly understable mid, and that was the kind of key to it. I was like, if he gets understable mid and he knows the disc, he'll get it. But
Yeah,
yeah, so it is the
I don't know it.
patrol.
Oh, yeah.
5-5 -3-1.
Yeah,
But yeah, you got the
that would be
Avenger
it.
SS. Good job on that.
Yeah,
Heck yeah.
well,
We
you
will
get lucky
bring it back
sometimes.
with 2 new discs next week. And you know, he's eventually gonna get
Both of
these.
them,
Oh yeah, you will. But your
eventually.
disc knowledge is about to go up tremendously. It's
Oh
like
man. Yeah, look, we'll be honest here. He's the one with the disc knowledge.
I
I'm
do.
not.
I I'm like
He's
that though.
thrown a lot more than I have, for sure.
Yeah.
'Cause I have not poured money into it at all.
One thing that I did think about though is like now that I mean, you know that I had an entire Latitude 64 bag. So like mm, Trilogy is going to be a really good guess for you.
Well, that's what made it really hard for me is because I knew you used to throw exclusively Latitude 64, and you've always said I've never really thrown DD, so I've
Yep.
never even thought to ask if
Yep.
when he did, what would it have been?
Right.
That just makes it so much harder.
I know. I tried
That
to
was
throw a
so
little
hard.
curveball. But
Yeah,
yeah,
well, that was a
when you
pretty fat
said
curveball for me.
when you said Surge SS, I wanted to say SS is correct, but I didn't want to like throw you off. And then you stayed on that. So I was like, okay, good. Because when
Yeah,
you went Crank SS, I was like, oh, but that's in my bag.
yeah, but I didn't know if you had an old one that you don't
Yeah,
throw anymore either.
true.
Could have been. What could have been?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll come up with a cool name for that segment.
Yeah. If y'all
Not
have
sure
any
exactly what it'll
ideas,
be.
let us know in the reviews, Spotify, Apple, reviews, or a comment on
Yeah,
YouTube, on the YouTubes, or on
on
Facebook.
on the tubes of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of a little bit of a it wasn't a replacement. It was just something that we had thought of.
Hmm.
Well, he had thought of. He he almost wasn't going to tell me. He was like, "I'm going to surprise you in the
I
middle of the
wanted to do it
podcast."
on the fly. I
And that would have
did.
been mean.
And it was planning on I was planning on being mean with it. All right. I was like, so we're gonna do like Wordle with discs, and you're gonna have 6 questions. Go.
Yeah.
But
And it was really so we did a test where I was like 6 questions is going to be really hard.
it's
And then we
like,
did it in the pre-show where I was like 6 questions. Okay,
and he
let's do
guessed it.
this. And I guessed it. It
And
was
he's
the
like, we
dumbest.
can't go off of that. That's completely
That
luck. And
that
I
was
was like,
100. Like I narrowed it down to the fact that it was a stable putter, and I had no idea what the brand was. That was all I narrowed it down to, and I just happened to like guess it.
yep, he
It was
guessed it.
lucky. And so I had him do the same thing, and he didn't even get remotely close. So we were
No.
like, okay, that was a pretty good. He has better disc knowledge than I do, and I was giving him some extra hints,
Yeah.
and he still couldn't get there. And it was like we couldn't do
I was
anything.
not ready for the newness of what you gave me. But anyways, we will continue that and potentially add on to it, do a little fun twists with it. Who knows?
Yeah,
But
you never really know.
yeah. So,
And with that being said, I'm going to throw a couple of disclaimers. We have a couple of segments we did last week that we're not going to do this week.
mhm,
Number one, including the Who Am I game. We are only going to be doing those for events that are covered by UDisc,
correct.
specifically because they give us the stats from the previous tournament. So, like Memorial wasn't covered by UDisc, it was only covered by PDGA Live, and they don't give us stat breakdowns. So, it's a little hard for us to do that, but that will be coming back next week because UDisc should be covering Waco. And then the other one that we are not going to do this week, or at least not live, is the hitting the lines, the prize picks betting lines this week. And that's only because on 3-day tournaments, they're not going to be posted on Tuesdays. I know
Yep.
it's Wednesday today, but they're also not posted yet. They're going live in a few hours tonight. So we've kind of come up with a little contingency for that. We're going to start doing some short segments, and we're going to call it Tennessee Twos After Hours. And that's where we'll put the hitting the lines stuff when it's not related or it's not available during the live broadcasts.
Right.
And then, anything else that happens between now and, the day that we're available to do that, we'll cover that too. I'll probably keep those videos about 10, maybe 15 minutes long if it's warranted.
Yeah.
And they'll just be quick little videos. So we're going to start doing that this week with the lines when they go live. Um, and for you guys who are listening on Apple, Spotify, Google, or anywhere else you get your audio podcasts, that's only going to be a video segment that we will post on YouTube and on Facebook. And it's all going to be pre recorded, it won't be live. Um, but we will discuss the results in the
Right.
podcast the next week, even if we don't have lines available
Yep.
and stuff like that. But that'll be a pure new series that we're going to do. I can't promise it'll be every week, but any chance we get to do this, we will.
Mhm.
So that'll be really cool. So definitely make sure you
Absolutely.
guys are following us on Facebook or YouTube so you can see these video only segments.
Yeah. I think we gained a couple of subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I know it's not been too much traction yet, but YouTube is the hardest algorithm to break, so
Yeah.
it's just going to take
Especially
time.
since
Just get
especially since we're
those
not
episodes
live.
out there. Exactly. So, yeah.
Especially since we're not live there.
And we have a chat question. Can you throw an axe just as good as the disc? You know,
Um
it probably doesn't
no.
have the same amount of glide.
Yeah.
It probably doesn't go as far, but it might get
Listen.
there faster.
I so here's the thing about the X, okay? When you throw a disc, it has 360-degree landing radius, okay? It doesn't matter where you throw it. When you throw an axe, you've got one edge on one plane that you have to land on your target, man. It's like
I
good
mean,
luck.
it's a professional sport too. Axe throwing is.
Yeah, that would be yeah, well,
No, that's not
but
something that I've ever done. No, am I against it? Absolutely not. Take me there. I will do it.
yeah. Chat's also asking, do you wear regular shoes or cleats while it rains? Um, it's regular
A good
shoes.
question. Um,
Um, there are probably some times like I have two pairs of disc golf shoes, and when I know the ground's going to be slick, I usually pick the pair that has a deeper tread because they're the exact same shoes, just worn down a little bit different. So I pick the shoes that are less worn down and have deeper tread still left on the soles.
if
So
it
that
if like cleats would work really well on natural tee pads.
yes,
Um, it like a lot of the tee pads where you're actually driving from is concrete, and even turf would be fine, I think. But concrete, you would probably bust it. I just feel like it wouldn't be good. But
yeah.
on all
But
natural
there,
tee
I'll tell
pads,
you
yeah,
what.
for sure, I
There's
think you
some
could.
there are some times where honestly I wish I had metal cleats out
Yeah.
there, i.e. our doubles tournament this last week. Because let me tell you, if I had metal cleats, everything would have been fine. Stand
Yep.
still? What's that?
Yeah. Stand still. That's fine. We got
What's that?
cleats.
Yeah, I got cleats. Break out my old baseball cleats and start
However,
wearing them on the
I
disc golf
should be
course.
getting the idiosyncrasies very soon. As soon as they get shipped
Oh,
out, I will be doing a product review. For sure. I'm excited
yes.
about that. Y'all get to see my fat chubby legs in some idios. So
Yeah,
we
buddy.
but yeah.
Um,
And yes it
yeah,
was, Michael. It was.
yeah, yeah. That's yeah. Got my diet Mountain Dew and I've got my water. Got to balance it out, you know.
Yay.
So I haven't finished my Mountain Dew yet, so I haven't started drinking the water. But if you guys watch on the video, you'll know I'm famous for having multiple drinks in front of my desk throughout because I drink a lot of liquids, especially when we're talking a lot. The more we talk, the more I drink. I don't know what it is, and people have made fun of me a couple of times for like, dude has like 30 drinks.
Yeah,
Like he's switching between drinks the whole podcast. I don't know what's going on.
that was a comment that I got. It was on one of the like first 3 episodes. It was like the dude has a coffee mug, a water bottle, a Mountain Dew, and a Dr. Pepper all at once. What is he drinking?
Yeah. It's so confusing. So if you guys are ever wondering, you start seeing me pull out different drinks throughout the podcast as you're watching. I do have a mini fridge literally right next to my table. So
You're the kind of person I see grabbing the 6 pack variety of beer that you can manually select and just bringing it. You know what I mean?
yeah, maybe
Yeah.
maybe maybe someday we'll do like a little like Nick and Matt show thing where we'll each have like a beer that we bring and review it on the show while we're
Yeah. See,
drinking and talking.
the disc golf podcast, I guess the original disc golf podcast, they do that beer review where it's a disc and beer
Uh,
pairing. I really enjoy that too. I like doing disc reviews and stuff, but it would have to be something that we would both know, which is
yeah,
we would have to get together, get a new disc, and then throw it together, and that's just not gonna happen every week. So it would be
no,
hard to do.
no, but something we could do every now and again. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
that'll be another one of the things we do for our Tennessee Twos after hours.
Yeah,
Who
exactly.
knows?
That would be good. Yep, for
That
sure.
that'd be cool.
Also,
Um,
I want to go ahead and say we are, in the scheme of things, about to come up with some really cool challenges for the local area. Okay. Whether that be in the Eastern Tennessee region or the Middle Tennessee region or both, it's going to be awesome. Uh, the
yes.
challenges that we've got coming up are going to be awesome. I'm excited.
Oh yeah.
We can't
I think
say
it's
any
gonna be
details yet because we don't want anything to be taken
right.
just yet. Because this
No,
is this is the first of its kind that I am aware of. So yeah.
no, we're gonna have to put it in video,
Oh,
post
a
it
hundred
before we even
percent.
tell you guys about it, so that we get intellectual property credit,
Yes,
obviously.
exactly. Yep.
So yeah. But yeah, enough rambling. I guess we should start talking about a real topic again.
I mean,
Because
it's a podcast, so
I guess this
it's
is a
if
disc
this is
golf
one of
podcast.
yeah, this is a disc golf podcast, but this is also one of those weeks where we're just like,
Yeah, look,
it's
Memorial is awesome. I love Memorial, but it's not what it used to be. It's not a
yeah,
major event. It's just honestly, I'll be completely honest. I don't think Paul Macbeth would be there if it wasn't Discraft.
Yeah. And
It's
I mean, it's an
not.
easy win for him too, though. Like he's got an impeccable record there.
Yeah, and this year it just happened to line up. Honestly, I don't even know that he would have been there this year if he actually played LVC.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
You know,
but just the
this
way
is
that
just
it lined up.
a good season warm up for him. But speaking of season warm ups, Waco.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get into a little bit of the Waco,
Let's talk about
the
it.
Waco Annual Charity Open, which also
Yes,
anagram, anonym. Is that the word I'm looking for? Anonym or anagram?
but
It's WACO. It's one of those. It's one of those words. I'm not sure exactly, but it starts with an Anna, where it's like Waco
it
stands for Waco Annual Charity Open. So it's like both.
yeah.
I don't know. There's a word
Um,
for that. I don't know it.
um, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not an
don't
English major. Yeah, I was a math guy. All right,
know. well,
don't question me on my
I sure
English
wasn't
knowledge.
English either. I'm from Tennessee.
You're not wrong, but I'll tell you what, I think it gets worse over here on the east side. Every now and
All
again,
love. All
there are
love.
some people who talk out here, and me being from the West Coast, I look at them and I'm say, "Were there any
What?
words in that?" And so- what?
we just own it. You know, we're just like, yeah, yeah. they don't
Grammar?
understand. They don't understand. It's fine.
You guys ever heard about that song "Country Grammar"? Because that's us. Like, that's, that is us. Um,
okay,
I'm gonna pull up the field real quick. Why don't you go ahead and just kind of give us a
Ramble.
little
I
preview?
got
Yeah.
you. Um, so Nico Lacastro is gonna come back as the reigning champion for MPO. Kona Panis is coming back as the reigning champion of FPO. Is there a chance that we see either one of them in the top four?
Um, I would say it's more likely we see Nico there than Kona there,
Mm-hmm.
given the performances that we've seen so far.
Right.
However, one of the things that we have to give credence to is
Out.
that we know that there's been the disc changes for their lineups,
Yep.
um, and those first couple of tournaments getting out there throwing new discs can be more tough than
Oh yeah.
every subsequent round after. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I kind of said I felt like Ricky and Kona and a couple other names that had some changes. Even Chris, who looked really good for
Round one.
most of his tournament. He had some hiccups, but most of the tournament he looked good and had looked really comfortable with a lot of his discs. And for him, I think LVC just came out to a lack of knowledge of how the course plays. We know people had talked about how he didn't get as much practice time out there as he probably should have,
Right.
but you kind of got to give them a little bit of that extra buffer going out there, being their first tournament. Nico looked really good with his bag, and I don't think that he's going to slow down at all at Waco. So I give him, of the two that you mentioned, the best chance to hit the podium this upcoming weekend. But I don't want to count Kona out. I don't think she's going to hit the podium. I don't think she's quite comfortable with her discs just yet, and this is going to be a little bit more testy
Right.
for her than LVC is. The lines are a lot tighter.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot. It's a lot more demanding at Waco than what we see at LVC, which is what we expect, right?
Yeah.
So I don't want to say she can't do it. We all know she can, but I don't think she will. But I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised to see Nico up there, at least defending the title, even if he doesn't, even if he comes up a little short.
yeah.
I think we'll see him up
I'm
there.
I'm excited about him throwing these clash discs too. I, anytime a
Yep.
new smaller brand gets out there and up in the limelight, I'm like, ooh, I like it. Let's go. You know.
Yeah. Uh, one of the ones I'm really interested in seeing this week is going to be Nathan Queen. After coming in off that DNF, he is still registered. He has not dropped out yet.
Yep.
So given that we're only 2 days from start, I'd have to imagine if he hasn't dropped out yet, he's playing, which is good
Cool.
news. When I watched his video that he posted on Instagram, and he said, I felt some pain and was just a little worried more than anything, and I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to set me back this season. So that's good. To me, he made it sound like it was a lot less serious than he thought it might have been,
Right.
and that he just wanted to make sure that he stayed healthy throughout the year, which is great. That's what I want to hear.
And the good thing
You know?
about Waco comparison to LVC is it's not all just distance.
Yeah,
That way he can kind of pick his shots more or less rather than having to go for it every time. So I
yeah.
think that'll help too. But you mentioned waitlist. Speaking of waitlist, guess who got on off of the waitlist and onto the scene?
Our old friend Macy Veladiaz.
Let's
She
go.
snuck in off the wait
She got
list.
in.
Yeah,
She got in.
I'm really excited for the FPO field
Me too.
for this tournament. I think it plays the Waco layout on the women's side. I don't know how much it might have changed since last year, but it plays a lot more friendly
They said that
than
nothing has changed.
nothing changed. So
Absolutely
yeah,
nothing.
the ladies Waco layout plays a lot more friendly in my opinion than the ladies LVC. So I think we could see a lot of names up there bunched up
Mm-hmm.
um, going into the second round, and obviously a few will drop off going into the third round, but
Right.
it'll be some closer competition. We're not just gonna see uh, Paige and Katrina.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I
I
think
agree.
I had said it at All Stars that Haley King was going to look a lot better come Waco.
Yep.
Um, Unfortunately, though, I don't see her name.
Yeah, I don't think she's playing. She went back home.
Yeah, so that's unfortunate for me. A little disappointed in that, but hopefully that just means she's gonna have a little more time
Yeah.
to sort out her stuff. She looked a lot better on the last 2 days
Yes.
out at
She looked like she
LVC.
was starting to get in a rhythm, learning how her discs fly.
And trusting them out of the
Yeah,
hand.
trusting. I
You know,
guess that's probably the most important thing is she was starting to trust them and be more confident.
yeah.
Yep. So,
So
okay,
let's
so.
go. Let's go to your outright pick to win.
So I have prepared um my top three and a dark horse for both sides.
Okay.
If you're ready for that. Um,
Yeah, I haven't done that. I have a winner on both sides and a dark horse for a podium finish, but
okay,
I
okay,
didn't go top three.
okay.
But I'll let
So
you do that.
my podium finish, or well, who I think is gonna win is Joel Freeman. Okay,
Okay.
he just played an A tier that we did not cover. Um, However, and absolutely shredded. Did you see that?
I did, but I couldn't tell
He
you
shot
where it was.
two 1090 rated rounds and a 1082, I think, and just shredded it.
Yep.
Took the field by like 6 strokes. So, and that was wooded courses, very similar to Waco. I think he's gonna be hot and ready, and I know that should have been my dark horse pick, but I actually think he's gonna come out and win. Like I really do. I think he's got a very good shot.
Right.
Um, so that's my pick to win, and my dark horse pick. This is so backwards. It sounds backwards, but Kyle Klein. Um, Kyle Klein is my dark horse pick. Um, I think he comes out and does very well. Um,
Okay.
so for I'll let you go ahead and cover MPO as well. Who do you think's gonna win, and then who's your dark horse podium?
um, you know, my pick to win is really just I
Come
don't know, it's a
on,
bad pick. It's a bad pick because you know what? He's
man.
washed up.
I was
He's
about to
washed
say,
up.
I was like, somebody call McDonald's.
He's washed up, man. Did you see the putts he missed out at Memorial? Dude, he's washed up. No, Paul Macbeth.
Okay.
Um, I don't know. I just got this feeling, and I don't think he's gonna win a ton this
Got
year,
this feeling
but I just got this feeling he's
inside
gonna
my
come out
bones.
and just wreck.
All right.
Um, I have him winning, and I have him winning with a 26 down over all 3 days.
That really hurts my grip six pick'em if that was to happen because I said 30 down for the FPO and MPO combined, so we'll just
Yeah, well, the I can't remember who posted it, but somebody had posted that the UDisc expected was what 21 down for MPO would be the leaderboard
I did not see
essentially.
that, but I wish I would
Um,
have.
and I can't remember who had posted that exactly on Twitter, but they did reference UDisc for that.
Yep.
Um, you know, and if that's what they're expecting, I would imagine you're talking at least 3 to 4 over that
Yep.
in terms of um, score.
Yep.
So
And then
that
who's your
puts it
dark
at about
horse?
20, 25 to 20. My dark horse is kind of a dark horse, but not really a dark horse. But Waco fits his game really well because you don't have to worry quite as much about distance. Um, there's a lot of technical upshots, especially once you get into the more wooded areas. So my dark horse to podium is Paul Ulibarri.
Okay. Um, I think that's a very good pick. Um, I actually had Coling on podium, so that's good.
Okay,
Yep.
all right. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the if they do a practice round at Waco and it comes
We'll
out and
kind
I
of
watch it, I'm
see.
gonna regret it. But
No, if
who
he
knows?
does
Yeah.
horrible in the practice round, then you got a good shot.
Oh, but that's what I'm hoping for.
Right,
Is
right,
if he
right. If
goes
he
out there
goes
and
out there
does
and
great,
shreds,
oh,
then I'm gonna
and I'm gonna
be safe
regret
with my
everything.
be safe with my big germ. But yeah. All right. So FPO, um, I I'm gonna say Katrina wins, and I'm gonna say my dark horse is Lisa Fakis. Um,
Okay.
Lisa just got her hands on some brand new lightweight Star Wombat threes. Um, and
All right.
she is an assassin of the woods with a Wombat
Yeah.
3. And she hadn't been able to find any for 2 years. And somebody hooked her up with some. And they're
Yep.
nice, crisp, new Wombat 3s. And I just feel like that's going to give her so much confidence and she's going to go out there and slay.
Yeah. Oh, I can't disagree with that. That makes sense to me. Um, yeah, my pick to win is Paige because
How
he's
original.
gonna go out there.
Paige and
She's it's
Paul.
But it's not even like so. Paul is just like I don't I have a feeling I could have picked anybody, but I just have a feeling.
Yeah.
Paige is a little bit different. I think she's gonna have a chip on her shoulder this tournament
Yeah.
after that finish at LVC. And that means one of two things. Either she's going to go out there and she's going to be too deep in her head to play well in the woods because we know that's an issue for her sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
or or she's going to be an absolute assassin.
Yep.
So it's one of the two. Either
Yeah,
she's going to
it's
completely
all or
fall
nothing.
apart,
Yeah.
she's going to completely fall apart out there, or she's going to go out there and not even give anybody a chance. I wouldn't be surprised if she took it down by 5 strokes.
Um
If she does take it down.
Also, I would like to note Valerie Mandahano is going to be there. This will be her first tournament. This will be Mason Ford's first tournament as well. Um, so we
And Mason
those are
Ford has a history of playing well
he's in my
there.
pick six. So
Yeah,
um, I just wanted to note that so that's somebody to keep on the radar. Um, both of those players have a very good possibility.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
also, did you know?
I haven't done my FPO dark horse yet.
Oh, dang. Well, this would lead into it a little bit. This question I ask.
Sure.
Do you know if Paige Shue is playing Waco? Is she on the list?
Not that I can see.
Okay.
Technically, they still have a Waco exemption spot open,
Okay.
but I don't see the wait list here
Okay.
because I'm on the official page,
She's a
not
world
the
champion, so she would be able to get in. Like,
yeah.
that's, yeah.
So,
Okay.
so there is technically an exemption spot still posted as open on the PDGA site,
Okay.
but in terms of actually on the list currently, I don't see here.
Come on, Paige.
So, with that being said, my dark horse is a really soft dark horse. You guys might hate me for this, but Macy Velody is.
That's
And
I knew it
this
was gonna happen. I
this
wanted
is
to pick it for mine too.
I want you to know this is a soft pick in terms of the dark horse terminology. However, I went ahead and considered her a dark horse still because she's never played there. Because we talked to her about it, she's never played there before at all, so she's seeing the course for the very first time this week. And although she has gone and she's won a couple of tournaments here in Tennessee in the last few weeks to warm up her season, she has not played, from what I saw, championship level courses yet this year at all. So that means she's technically a little bit behind in terms of skill gap in playing,
Right.
just because of that. So it's very possible that we see her go out there and blow up just because it's her first time out there, and Waco is unrelenting when you miss your lines, especially in the woods. Even when you make good shots, there are still times you have to manufacture something out of nothing.
Yep.
If you miss your distance or you miss your landing spot by just 10 feet, it could still be detrimental. So,
And it
given that
favors
it's her
players
first
that have
time
a good
ever seeing,
forehand, and she does.
yes. But it, she's too good really to be considered a dark horse most of the time. But given the fact that it's her very first time out at that event ever,
Yep.
I'm going to call it a dark horse.
I agree, and we wish her the best of luck.
Absolutely. Rep that Tennessee.
That's right. All right.
That's it. That's all I got. You got any more questions about that?
Yeah, no, that's about it. That's about it. I mean, we
Yeah.
made it an
So
hour, so that was good on really not much of anything. Um,
yeah, and so we're gonna skip Daniel's drama this week as well. There was a topic that we could have covered, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm not even gonna mention it live here because I don't want to talk about it and I don't want to be involved in the conversation.
right,
Um, because it's I'm sure you guys can figure out what I'm referencing right now without me even telling you, but I can tell you that getting involved in this conversation, um, although it would be really, really fun to talk about, and Ethan and I are probably going to talk about it at some point just because, but it's a kind of conversation that could be detrimental to our image, and I don't want to bring it up because of that. So I'm sorry, we're going to skip it. There wasn't a whole lot of disc golf drama this week outside of that, and I just don't want to talk about it.
right.
So I'm
I'm cool
apologizing.
with it.
That's pretty much it.
All right. Well, um, I was
I'm gonna just double check real quick just to make sure. Oh, it is Wednesday.
yes.
So, um, the disc golf lines have been officially posted.
Oh, okay. Well, let's hit them.
So we're gonna go ahead and hit them, and then we're gonna sign off. The par on the course for day one, which is all of the days, is 63. Okay. Damn it! Now I want to know. Uh, Johnny, if you've been on Twitter at all this week, I promise you, or even if you don't have Twitter, just go on Twitter, scroll for like 10 seconds, you'll find it. I
yeah.
promise. You'll promise.
Yeah.
It's just it's a good conversation to have, but it's not one that's worth the image of the podcast for. That's all I'll say.
Right.
And if you want to know more about it, private message me. I'll private message you and tell you what it is.
Yeah.
I'll let you know what the topic is if you want to know, but I'm not going to talk about it here on the podcast.
Yeah, we'll let you know.
Yeah, we'll tell you though. So par 63, and
Okay.
then there are some FPOs in here. So when we get down there, I want you to know that it is par 67 for FPO.
Okay.
Okay. Um,
Wow.
yes. Yeah, lots of par fours because so many of those woods play as par fours, even though they're only 400 feet.
Yeah.
So really, really jacks up the par pretty quick out there. Um, Ricky Wysocki, 57,
And you said par was
63.
let me 6 under. Over.
I'm gonna go under.
Okay.
Paul Macbeth, 56.5,
Under.
under as well. Calvin Heimberg, 57.
Under.
I'm gonna go over. I wasn't super impressed with LVC. Chris Dickerson, 58,
Under.
under. It's not even a question. Adam Hammis, 58.5,
Under.
over. Uh, Calvin Klein, or sorry, not Calvin Klein, Kyle Klein,
Everybody does it.
and it's all the time. I just need to start calling him Vinny, and then I won't mix him up.
Yeah, there you go.
Kyle Klein, 58.
Um, See, this one's a hard one, but I'm gonna
That's
go
a tough.
under. I'm
That's a
gonna go
tough line.
under.
I'm gonna do something off the cuff here, and you can
Okay.
tell me if you're okay with it, if you're not okay with it, just for the sake of how we do it. I know this isn't how it would
You're
go in the
gonna say
actual
hit the
betting
line.
line. I'm gonna say he hits the line.
Can I change my Ricky to hit the line? Because that's what I thought as well.
Yes, I will
Okay.
allow it.
Okay.
Okay. Um, yeah. So if you guys don't know, you can't pick the line itself
Right.
in real betting, but we'll allow it here because I think it's safe when they're putting even numbers down.
Right.
You
On the
know.
halves, of course, you can't do that. So
Yeah. So on Kyle, I'm gonna hit the line. Kevin Jones, 58.5.
under.
I'm gonna go over.
All right. I'm gonna
Kevin Jones, grenades during this event. I'm gonna set the line personally at 5 for the whole
over.
event.
Over.
I'm going over as well.
It should have been more like 12.
Probably for Waco, but yeah. But yeah. That's just a good joke. James Conrad, 59.
Over.
Oh, I'm gonna take the line
Okay.
just so that we're not the same. I'll take the L. Uh, Paul Ulibarri, 60.
Under.
I'm gonna take under as well. Garrett Gerthy, 59.
Over.
I'm gonna go under.
There you go.
I'm gonna go under. I have a good feeling after some of the performances he was putting on out there. Gannon Burr,
Under.
58. You just said under before I even said a number.
It could have been 55.
Yeah, I'll take an under with you on that. That sounds right.
Yep.
Ben Calloway, 60.
Hmm.
That's a
I'm gonna
hard one.
take the over, but I think he sneakily could do well.
He's had some really good success at this event
He
in
has.
history as well, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the under
Okay.
just because of past history. Ezra Aderhold, 59.
Over.
I'm gonna take over too. Brody Smith, 61.
Under.
Yeah, it's not even a question. Under for me as well. So back to FPO. Remember, par is 67
Okay.
flat. Okay. Paige Pierce, 65.5.
Under.
Yeah, I have to take the under because I picked her to win. It doesn't really give me a choice. I want to take over just because who knows, but
Right.
Kristen Tatar, 66.
Under.
Okay. I'm going to take over.
Okay.
She took the win out there at Memorial, but I don't think she's ready for the wooded lines yet. We'll see.
Yep.
We'll see. She could just mash them. She's gonna She's gonna make me look bad. I
These
already
are
know it.
these are soft lines.
Yeah, a little bit. And don't forget, the lines will change as people bet, but we're taking the first available lines we have.
Right.
Uh, Evelina Solonen, 65.5.
Over.
I'll take under just to be different,
All right.
just for the sake of being different. Katrina Allen, 67.
Under.
That's not even fair.
Yeah.
That's a bad take.
Yeah.
Bad take.
I should
67
go put all my
under.
money on that.
Well, anyways, yeah, I'll take the
That's
under
the
on that as well.
steal right there.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. Just to recap from LVC, I have an 8-6 lead.
Yep.
So we picked a lot of different ones here. There's definitely some chances for one of us to start running away, or for Ethan to just smash me. So
We did take a
that'll be exciting.
lot of different choices this time, so I feel good about it.
Yeah,
I put a lot of faith in people though.
yeah, a little bit.
I
I was
need
a little
good
more.
weather, and
I
oh
see.
no, the
I
bad
put a
thing
lot of
is,
faith. I won on a lot of unders that I took last week that hit,
and
but
you put overs this week more than.
yeah, I was a little more conservative this week. It's so hard because Waco being the first like wooded course of the year, just you never know who's ready for those wooded lines
I
and
know it.
who's been out in the open too long. You know what I
Yep,
mean?
I know what you mean.
Calvin Klein playing disc golf now. Yes, he is, Shane. Yes, he is. uh, all right. Well,
Yep,
that
that's all
wraps
we
up my
got.
end.
That's
That's
all we
it.
got.
That's the episode. That's the two.
Sorry, guys. This was a shorter, guys and girls. Much apologies. Um, this is a much shorter episode, but there just wasn't a whole lot going on. We had some fun with a little game and some segments, and we will
Yeah, we
continue
rambled a
to
little
do
bit.
those. And we do tend to ramble, which I'm kind of happy about because I want it to be, more free flowing and stuff like that. So I feel like,
Right.
we're in a good groove where we're at. Unfortunately, we just don't have enough content right now. Next week will be a different story. So
We're gonna have
yeah,
too much
we're
content to
gonna
cover
have all
because we're
kinds of
gonna have
content.
to. Because let's see. Well, yeah, because next week goes Waco into Texas State directly,
Exactly.
correct? Yeah, so we're gonna have to recap and cover a whole new tournament.
Yep. So next week will
Um,
be the bigger episode, but at least we did get over an hour.
yeah,
Um, anyways, thanks everyone for coming out. Sorry for the um, technical difficulties that we had earlier on and yesterday. Hopefully, all this still works well and we don't have any future problems. That's the main thing, you know.
honestly, I'm just glad we've made it through this episode all the way.
Yeah,
I was both of us were half expecting to just have the stream shut down halfway through.
yeah. It
And
made
we had
it.
that little hiccup in the beginning, which was 50% our fault, 50% the software's fault. But I'm just glad we made it through.
Yes, completely. All right. Well, thank you guys. We're gonna be signing off here. Hope everyone gets out there, goes play some disc golf. If you've never played before, definitely go give it a try. Find somebody that does. And if you're interested in it, hit one of us up. If you're a new player or if you're just wanting to get into it, let us know. We will try to help. Um,
Yeah, any way that we can.
exactly. Um, like we said, we do have some things coming up for some video ideas, some challenge ideas. Those are super exciting. Can't wait to bring those to you. But we hope everybody has a great night and a great day tomorrow. Have a great rest of your weekend and have fun watching Waco. We will see y'all later. Peace.
Peace.